When we are young, our parents give the impression that they are perfect and that they know all the answers to life. In the novel To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, Scout, a main character in the story, begins to realize what I've known for years. She begins to grow up like I did. She realizes that children will believe that their parents are perfect, when in reality, they make mistakes like every other human. When I first became aware of this, I first became aware of this when I would continually ask my parents questions such as, why do men wage war on other men, and why do people kill other people? And their response would be, I don't know, or because that's how some people are. But as I grew older, I began to research these questions, and I came to the conclusion that my parents lied to me in order to keep me from asking deeper questions. Scout has a similar experience with Uncle Jack. She asks Uncle Jack what a whore lady is, and in response, Uncle Jack tells her a story about a character named Lord Melbourne to basically distract her. Later that night, Atticus and Uncle Jack have a discussion, and Uncle Jack tells Atticus about it, and Atticus tells Jack that when a child asks you a question, you answer it. You don't tell them a lie. And another way parents can sometimes make mistakes is when their tempers flare. A while back I got very hungry and I decided to go into our biscuit cabinet and have a package of biscuits while my parents were out at the grocery store. When they got back, my mother exploded at me. She picked apart every single thing over the past week that I hadn't done or that I'd simply failed at, or tell me that my grades were sinking horribly even though they were at A's and B's. The following punishment was a severe 1-month groundation. Well, it might get me to not do it ever again. It also might be a bit too extreme. Uncle Jack is one of those fatherly figures who might also take punishment a bit too seriously. When Scout got into an argument with Frances, she said some words Uncle Jack told her to never use. Then when Uncle Jack found out about it, he whipped her. This seems like a very extreme punishment for using such language, but I did notice that she never used the language again in the book. Finally, when you realize that parents make serious errors in judgment, you realize your parents aren't perfect. I once thought that bad things only happen to other families, that my family is okay. Then they noticed they would sometimes yell at other people and sometimes be hypocritical of themselves. My father's motto when he was teaching me how to drive was, do as I say, not as I do, which I find right and wrong. He is trying to teach me right, but at the same time, I sit next to him and I observe him as he drives, and I find that it's very wrong in how if I did some of the stuff he does when he drives, he would probably have a heart attack. In the novel, Atticus is unique in the fact that he almost never has a hypocritical moment. However, during the missionary circle that Alexandra puts on, she says that the ladies of Macomb, Alabama Methodist Episcopal Church South are behind you 100% when they're talking about blacks in being freed in Africa. And I find this is very hypocritical because she supports freeing black people in Africa so that they can do what they want to do, yet in the South, Jim Crow laws prevent them from living the same lives of white people, whether it be drinking from the same fountain or going to the same bathroom or different seating in restaurants or how they handle women in public. In conclusion, while parents seem perfect at first, children will realize soon after they aren't. This most likely is the cause that leads them into the infamous rebellion stage of life, when they want nothing to do with their parents and they just want to get out of the house. If there's a silver lining to this, it is the fact that it increases the chance of that when the child raises his own kids later in life, the chances of him making the same mistakes as his parents did are extremely reduced. Scout will most likely take the events that happened in the novel to heart, and when she raises her own family, not make the same mistakes as Maycomb did with her and the other people, like Tom Robinson or the other blacks.